Okay, we got the camera fixed. Let's go. Welcome everyone. We got the Piper Academy in the house again. All right, let's kick it. Let's get this thing started. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. We're getting buff Doge. We're almost, our arms don't look like that yet, but you know, we gotta eat a little more protein. I think we need a little more protein. But yeah, loving the energy, loving the support. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to the, I know I need to start on time. I'm so sorry. No, well, I was trying to start on time, but my phone was shutting off because I use my phone for my camera. Excuse me. And it was shutting off and shutting back on. So I was like, all right, I get this thing figured out. But luckily, we're only about a couple minutes late. So let's get this thing on the road. So topic of discussion is that I think more than ever right now, there's going to be all the people calling for the top, like everything is over. It's gloom and doom. We're going to go into another, year bear market or 2-year bear market. People are super sidelined with Aster and all the different airdrops and protocols and new launches that are happening. We have XPL, we have, XPL and Aster kind of taking a lot of market share. We saw the Solana trenches and Pump Fund lose about half of its trading volume over the past week. I mean, we've basically seen a big rotation from what was the trend into the next trend, which is the decentralized DEX perps. And so we're going to go and look at all the different DEX perps that are having the trading volume. We're going to show you the one that we've actually were using and testing before everyone was like, oh my gosh, like all the perps DEX, like it's some new thing. But I think what we should focus on is just all of these companies are going to compete with each other. So we're going to have Jupiter competing. We're going to have Hyperliquid and Aster and Apex and DYDX or, all these different, I think there's so many that have been around for a while, but now it's going to be like, who's going to get the most market share? Who's going to be pumping up their own chain and their own DEX to get that attention? So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be also doing a giveaway today. We are going to be doing a ticker Bitcoin giveaway. Hopefully this works. I totally used the wrong thing. I totally forgot that Google has forms, Google Forms. I can just have you guys go in there. I tried to make a custom Google document and some person named Rambo Squirrel was coming in and deleting people's entries. It's like, yeah, this isn't going to work. People are degenerates on the internet. So wasn't going to work. So here's the actual form. So, OURBIT ticker Bitcoin address submission. So all you have to do is in this form. So we'll post it again. We'll make sure you guys get this. And all you have to do is just sign up with my OURBIT link. And you don't have to put in a trade. You don't have to put in a deposit. You don't have to do anything like that. Just sign up and then go to the ticker Bitcoin deposit address. You're going to click on deposit. You're going to find ticker Bitcoin. You're going to type in Bitcoin and you'll see Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu. You're going to copy the base address and then you're going to post it in the short answer text below. So we already have one response. Boom. There we go. See, we got the address. So just know that you will potentially be one of the winners and receive some ticker Bitcoin in your OURBIT account. And it gives you an opportunity to kind of test out some of their features and you can kind of get familiar with this one. This is honestly has become one of my favorite exchanges, just kind of like a go-to exchange, just for getting some trades, buying some spot, sending in and out of the networks. And so we've been enjoying it. But yeah, also they're just super bullish ticker Bitcoin. So we figured we'd try and do a little giveaway of some tokens. Last time we did a giveaway, we had 2 people, or just one person actually. I think it was just one person. It was Ranch, and he was the only one that participated. So I was like, well, you're the winner. So if any time I do a contest, guys, your chances of winning are very good because there might not be that many people that actually do it. So For instance, this one lucky person, they might win because they're the only person that did it. So I don't know, make the odds a little, a little bit riskier. Make the ratios a little bit different. But okay, so yeah, topic of discussion I think is mainly we are lagged. The 4-year cycle is broken. The 4-year cycle I think really is broken, guys. And we explained it yesterday, I think in depth. And we had some indicators and things to help us cope with that thesis. And some people think it's cope, some people think, well, 124,000 was the top, my friends. Like they were like, that's it. That was the top. Pack it up. It's, that was it. We're going into a 2-year bear market. The institutions were never really on our side. They're just manipulating it, and then they're just going to bring it all down. So I just don't believe that. I think that if anything, like these bear markets that we had previously in the past had just followed the money and the liquidity in the world, in terms of all of the central banks in the world. You think about all the different money that's printed, but then those currencies are also tied and backed by different currencies, different treasuries, different ways that it's pegged to certain things and backed by. So I didn't know this for the longest time, that the Chinese yuan and the yen are heavily backed by the USD, by the dollar. And so, and the same with the dollar is connected with the yuan and all that stuff. And so I'm not like an expert at it. I just kind of figured out and kind of over time, like, oh yeah, all these are, they hold balances, they hold dollars, we hold like certain stuff. And that's how these currencies ended up being pegged. And we get a world currency that ends up being kind of what we have denominated things in, like the US dollar. Most things are denominated in the dollar, and it's interesting how that might change. That might actually change over time. Yeah, the debt through the treasury bonds. Yes, the treasury bonds, the whole treasury market. The Federal Reserve issues treasuries and T-bills, and they represent the value. And it's like I am Army Piper. If you want to really know and not listen to a dummy like me when it comes to this stuff, go to Army Piper. because I'm like throw up when it comes to some of this stuff. Like I get it, but he'll break it down. Like he'll really correlate it. But I think that if you could get in the weeds, but what ultimately the patterns that I've seen is that they make everything look like it's about to crash. It bottoms out. It usually ties in when the bottom comes in, that's when the economy starts to loosen and they inject more money and liquidity in the system. At those points when you as the retailer, like, oh my God, like, and then that's when it usually gets ran up. And it's all linked with, I guess, the business cycle of how all the quarterly earnings come in. We got everything kind of, the 4-year cycles of presidential cycles. Like we have a 4-year cycle built in already that is just the presidential term. And so we've looked at the past, 4 elections, and usually after each election, we get a tear up to the upside, but it doesn't come without its volatility. So that's why the halvings in the 4-year election cycle has kind of played out to where we've had these parabolic runs. And this matched along with the stock market. It's kind of correlated with gold as well. We've had a big correlation with how gold's been moving and just risk on assets in general and not being in the dollar. Even though Peter Schiff, the moment that Bitcoin takes a little bit of a cool off, he comes on, and ETH too, takes a little bit of a cool off and a breather from just the natural ETF inflows and outflows, and everyone's already bear posting. We have been over 100K for for a few months now. Like we've been over 100K now, pretty like sustaining it and now creating new market structure for Bitcoin. And so if you look at this, why I think the 4-year cycle is broken. I know this is such an old chart, but if you think about it, it really does show that this one has just been stretched. It's been stretched like a rubber band. And eventually it's just like, I just feel like it's going to go because it is being stretched. Like, look at how this is stretched. It's never before, after having, or even right here, be at a bottom cycle in the blue area, and then break an all-time break it was like we broke an all-time high out of before the halving happened. That was what was so interesting about this particular, because if we were to go, yeah, we broke an all-time high before the halving happened. That has never happened before. And so it was really, really interesting to see, because you can see like the correlation of where we had the tops here, and then all of a sudden we did break an all-time high right here. We were to go over, we did it. And so it was just I think for me, that was the tell that the market was changing and something was a little bit different. Now that the institutions were really in, like the suits were kind of in here, but now the suits and the retail and the retail. But you know, who do you know of retail that's buying Bitcoin and ETH ETFs? I mean, it's probably not very few. It's mostly people with a lot of money. So I wouldn't consider them retail. When I say retail, I'm talking the regular person out there working the 9 to 5, the you know, your neighbor. Like, not the like elite class that has access to, you know, different capital than your neighbor does. So when I say retail, I mean like the GameStop employee, the barber. No offense to them. There's no offense to them. It's just when I say retail, that's what I mean by retail. The Uber driver, the barber, the server, the bartender. I don't know what I am now. A nutcase, that's what I am. But yeah, guys, let's get some shout outs. Let's get some shout outs, baby. We got 20 people in the house. We got 12 likes already. But if we can get the live stream to 20 likes, that would be amazing. And let's get these submissions coming in. We got 2 responses so far. Okay, the odds are getting up there. Now you got a 50-50 chance. Now you have a 50-50 chance. Let's go. Okay, let's get into the price action. Basically, actually, I'll use the PHEMEX Bitcoin chart to show you guys these ranges that were happening. And trade intuition. Make sure your stream is up so then I can forward mine to yours. Did you already have it made? Because if you did, then I want to make sure that we can. Ooh, I got to do it here. We go edit and we go customization. And we're going to go and see if we can find your show. Do you have it up already? Because you start at 12, you usually do. Trade intuition. And we're going to make sure. Just made it. Stream is up. Okay. All right. So it might take a second. Let me see. Let me redo it then. Let me make sure. Yeah, because I think we should just do this every time. Like Piper's pushing people to my stream, and then we'll and then after my stream we'll push people to Trade Intuition, and it'll just be kind of like a roulette. If I can even can I even spell? Why is it not coming up? I might have to really refresh it completely. Maybe let's do this. We're gonna get it going. Okay, so let's go edit, customization, add redirect. There it is. Boom. All right. Done and done. Okay. All right. So let's continue talking about how this is just par for the course. Benjamin Cohen recently, and over the past couple weeks, he's actually been saying there's a good chance. He's like, it's not like guaranteed. We could continue to run up, but he says history does show that in September, it's usually like we're gonna get a pullback, and then at a point, it's gonna touch some of these moving averages. So one of the things he's pointing out is like it like that ETH would eventually go back to its bull market like kind of support band, which would give it a pullback into a range and then continue up to the upside. And so people don't like to hear that, and they get mad because they're overly bullish. They're not like neutrally bullish, because if you're neutrally bullish, you just know that this is part of being bullish, is that there's going to be pullbacks, there's going to be FOMO, there's going to be something like Aster and things like this that are going to pull a lot of trading activity from your coins that were doing well, and now they're in the shitter because everyone's focusing on whatever CZ's tweeting about. But you just need to remember that, hey, didn't that just happen with BNB chain, with Captain BNB, with all those things? And guess what? Didn't that like cool off? And then all of a sudden everyone went back into Solana, and then they went back into the other stuff again. Just cool it. Like you don't have to keep chasing each thing. Just stay with your thing that you had. And just because your coin's down and everyone's going over here doesn't mean that you needed to do that as well. It's okay. Because a lot of people, like Trader Main, the person, the guy who runs Breakout Prop, he was like, dude, all I've been paying attention to is red candles and my own shitty trades. And I'm like, actually, I kind of feel the same way too. You just kind of feel completely sidelined. But we just got to remember that it only it's in those little pockets, and then it goes right back to everyone in the institutions and the big money rotating right back in and accumulating the stuff that was doing good just, the past couple weeks. It's just going to have it's going to just move like this, and people hate it. And so when Benjamin Cohen points out the fact that we probably will get a little cool off, but that's okay. It doesn't mean the bull market's over. It doesn't mean we're going to be super like full bearish and we're going to a bear market. We're still on track with everything. We're still on track. It's just like we're going to have to spread the awareness and like not pay attention to the goldfish brain, and we really have to just expand. Alexo Crypto coming in saying, hey, handsome. You're funny, bro. Hey, I hope you're doing good. I know you're living the dad life right now, and I love it. And I hope your son's doing well. He's super cute. I know one of the live streams that I caught, this was probably like a week ago, you got him on the mic, and that was super cute. So I hope you are enjoying yourself, and you're just like soaking it up, because that's a beautiful time. I remember it was like you're just kind of in like the baby, the kid bubble, and it's really cool. And you're just gonna learn so much, dude. You're gonna learn so much about yourself, and they just like they open you up to a whole new realm of like possibility of what you can be and what you can do and how you can feel. Like, you're never gonna feel the feels that you are going to feel with having a kid. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I've never felt such like heart feelings, like just never felt them ever before. I mean, it's like there's nothing like it. It really is like, that's when when I hear about people that have kids and they like don't like take care of their kids, or they just like don't try and do the best that they can. It doesn't make any sense to me, because like I just doesn't equate in my mind. So I see what you're doing, Alexo. It's admirable. Keep doing it. Keep strong. Build up that family. And guys, if you're not subscribed to Alexo Crypto, go subscribe. He's got the Otter Gang, and he's got a really good Discord. Makes my Discord look like a trash can. His Discord is very well managed. Go over there, check it out. You can get some trade signals and be on your way to success. But yeah, so Crypto Face pointed out, he was like, for someone so straight shooting like into the cryptoverse, he has a whole lot of pencil neck haters. He's like, my lord, the guy's posting honest TA and thoughts, and if it's ever bearish, he gets violently attacked. So I guess none is ever safe or free from the pencil neck mob. Yeah, a lot of pencil necks out there. We try to be less of a pencil neck. You know, we've had our moments of being a pencil neck, but I think we've been very much humbled in the cryptocurrency markets, and it's the best place to get humbled when it comes to money, because there's no other place where you can like literally print money out of thin air that so fast, and there's not any other place where you can literally evaporate like alien technology, just evaporate into another universe all of the gains. So it's an emotional roller coaster. It really is. It's one of the craziest ecosystems, but I love it. You know, if your brain is built for it. So, and this is funny. Bojan is one of those traders. I think he's on, he's part of the Otter Gang, or no, is he part of the Otter Gang, or is he part of the Casper crew? I think he's one of the Casper crew traders. But once you come to the terms of the fact that there is no it will, it has to, it must, it's going to in trading, it becomes way easier. So you don't want to ever be like 100% sure of yourself. That's why you have like stop losses, and you have your targets. You know what you're going to lose. You know what you can make if you're hitting a specific target. And he said, if you hear any trader say that, you'd run away fast or watch them blow up their account. Yeah, that is definitely a good observation. Okay, so one of the Real Vision guys, this is another kind of correlation of why we think the cycle is extended and why things are being more spread out, and and this is probably going to be the biggest shakeout in crypto history, because you have all of these things that we prayed for and were begging for like 4 years ago. We had none of that. None of it. And we are now in the most bullish framework of cryptocurrency we've ever seen, ever. And everyone's bearish as shit. Excuse my language, but everyone is just freaking out and thinking like, I just don't, so I don't get it. So, but maybe there's a reason. Like I said, we're so impatient. We came into crypto in 2021, and we're just thinking that like it's just gonna, like we don't understand or realize truly the nature of how this is gonna be the takeover of the traditional financial institutions. They have no choice. That is dead. It's so dead and gone that we're still being gaslit to think that that's going to still exist. Do you send a fax? Do you use a pager? Do you do any of those things that we used to do back in the day? No, you don't. You probably don't even go on Facebook anymore. That's how everyone's on the very quick, like, super apps. Facebook is so behind in that way. You're like, Facebook's already phased out. Facebook's like MySpace now. Facebook might as well be like freaking like damn LinkedIn. I don't know about you, but I don't use Facebook ever. So until they fix that and make it an actual super app where you can just like they're just going to just call it Meta, and you can just be in the metaverse. Facebook is done. But so ETFs and BTC TCs have driven this cycle, but the structural bid from TC is slowing as the MNAVs compress. I don't know what the hell he's talking about with that. The weight of this market now sits more with the ETF flows. We've been saying this. A lot of the market is driven by the ETF flows. So it's not by big swings up and big swings down. No, it's inflow, outflow, inflow, outflow, and sometimes they're going to pony up and they're going to inflow a lot, which equated to why Ethereum broke into an all-time high, because the inflow started to go into Ethereum. And so now it's just kind of like we're just going to get this fluctuation as to why I've signaled for a staircase market. It's not a banana zone. It's not the and then we go into a 2-year bear market. That's not how this isn't going to work like that. So now that the institutions are in here, they want stable. They want stable progression yield over the next 10, 15, 20 years. They don't want the whole 2-year bear market crash. Everyone dies. They say it's a scam. You don't understand the fact that the president of the United States signed an executive order to require every single 401k to be able to get exposure into crypto. And you don't think that they're going to be like wanting to have this as the retirement end game, to be able to get all of the old traditional modalities being pushed into the blockchain. Now, this is just you have to go forward thinking, and you have to eliminate all the noise, because that's the noise. The noise is that we're going to go into a recession where the bubble's going to pop now. The bubble's going to pop but guys, this is the biggest bubble that could just continue to get blown completely out. Like AI is that. AI and crypto, everything being digitized and tokenized, it's going, and it's like, it might not pop in 10 or 15 years because we're at we're at the start of it, really. We're just at the start of it. So it makes sense now that the prices and everything are driven by mainly the flows of the ETF. And coupled with that is the liquidation range trading exchanges like Binance and Coinbase and the other heavy hitters that are attributing to then play the game like this as well. It gives the ETFs the perfect inflow price to then go, all right, guys, Binance washed the market. Let's now inflow. Now let's go to the next section of the market. And so the liquidity still supportive, but momentum refuses to deliver fireworks, which everyone's wanting the fireworks, and it's frustrating everyone chasing the parabola. But if you look ahead, global liquidity is lagging with the debt growth. So he's saying the cycle peak. He's like, not likely. It's very much not likely that the cycle has peaked. So Bitcoin's so-called boring climb actually echoes the slow crawl in global liquidity this cycle. It's more of a slow crawl. The Fed still is tightened while every other central bank is cutting rates. We are massively behind. Trump still pressuring Powell and saying he's incompetent. He has not cut the rates. He's hurting the American people. Very political, tied with the Biden administration over the past, through the 4 years and even before then. And so ironically, a dull cycle could mean a shallow bear drawdown, but also a longer grind down. So central banks, when they reverse their BS tightening, which we were just talking about, will set off another leg higher, with the move likely accentuated in alts. With that will likely come the conditions for a peak of potential, for potentially the setup for a deeper fall, when I would expect worst case maybe a 50%. We aren't anywhere near that yet, because I think from the top of 124,000, we've went down like 20% maybe. We went down, we went down like 13%. So, I mean, if we were to go, so basically, if we were to go down a full like 20%, that would actually bring us below 100K. That would bring us below 100K. It would smack us off this ascent, like this channel that we're forming, that kind of like basically like an ascending wedge or something. And then we would be aligning, kind of hitting something like this. That would be max pain. That would be max pain. You can see this. You can see where if we don't bounce off a support from 107 here or from here, then the obvious next level is right here, which would draw us down 20%. It would draw us down 20%. And then, oh my God, I mean, you think the trucks are being backed up in certain points of those lows? Just imagine the trucks being backed up to then get to that next level. And see, this is where it will get even noisier. It's going to get real noisy if we go below 100K. Peter Schiff is going to think he was right all along. Like all the people that are mega bears, they're going to be celebrating, and they're going to be calling all of us idiots and all the things. So especially the pulse chain people. Oh my God. Like the pulse chain people, we're like so beat down. I mean, we are the most beat ecosystem out of everyone, out of any ecosystem. I think the pulse chain people, they're hurting bad, because not only was Richard Hart coming out and calling everyone stupid, we're already being called stupid on the timeline for basically comparing where the sacrifice price was with Pulse Chain and where we're at now. It's just that, it just doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. So, but we have to fight through the pain. But what do you guys think? You think we hit 107 and take off? Double bottom? We double bottom? Because this would be the opportunity right here. We do a double bottom. We hit right here. Wyckoff accumulation. We get back and pinching the clinch. We pinch in the clinch, baby. Pinch in the clinch. And then boom. And that's when we hit. So it's possible. It's possible. But I don't want to take off the table max pain. This is max pain. Definitely max pain right here. And then this will be the IQ test. It's really just going to be the IQ test for if you even believe in crypto. Because if you can't even hold through the volatility right here, what makes you think you're going to hold to the volatility of Bitcoin being $1 million? You're not going to. So fix it now, deal with the volatility, deal with the fact that like things are going to go up and down, but you need to be holding for long periods of time so you can then actually get the max gains. The traders will try and convince you that you can time the market and you can buy the top, sell, buy the bottom, sell the tops and all that stuff. But what they don't tell you is that you're better off just freaking dollar cost averaging on a regular schedule. Whatever it is, it could be 25 a week, it could be 50 a week, it could be freaking $10 a week. I don't care. But that strategy will probably most likely outperform everyone thinking they're a genius or trying to time it or correlating all of their figures and data and blah, 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 blah. Because anyone who was just like boring and didn't even look at a chart and just dollar cost average Bitcoin and maybe a few of the altcoins, they're doing pretty damn good. And it's tough because, when you get into crypto Twitter, you get into all the culture of crypto. That's where all the noise is. There's a lot of noise in culture. Not everything, because it's on the culture, is really is going to be like a healthy thing to digest all the time. It's like you're going to have to filter through a lot of the noise. And most of the time, a lot of your instincts and intuitions came out to be true. And then you end up just being mad at yourself for not quadrupling down on what you initially even were foreseeing, which is a lot of what my crypto journey is right now. I'm looking back and being like, wow, I really was tuned in and tipped in on a lot of stuff. I just didn't freaking believe in myself enough. I didn't freaking take the damn risk. I was being, I was letting, I was there for a lot of stuff. And instead of trusting myself, I sometimes let the noise get to me. It's a big lesson to learn. It's a very big lesson to learn. But I would really appreciate it if you guys smash up those likes. Smash up those likes. I would appreciate it. And so we're gonna look at a couple different things here. We had a few more bookmarks and things that we wanted to talk about. Let's finish reading this. So still two secular trends are bulletproof: blockchain adoption and monetary debasement. So monetary debasement is happening with the dollar, and everything is being tokenized, and blockchain adoption is pretty clear now. So, and for these reasons, it's best to zoom out and remember Bitcoin is fast becoming global collateral, and things might end up just being denominated in Bitcoin in parts of the world and also just in general. It's an AI beneficiary technology, which I explained when my wife was like, oh, like, I was like, I asked her, I said, what? I said, there's going to be robots transacting for people. People have AI agents, and companies are going to have full AI agents running their entire financial all of this stuff. They're going to be doing all this stuff for them without prompts. They're just going to do it. And because you have to prompt AI, but eventually AI is just it's going to act on its own on your behalf. That's going to be creepy. But what do you think what's the technology for then an AI to transact on its own? Blockchain. So your refrigerator is going to be able to send some ticker Bitcoin to your microwave. Pretty amazing. So blockchain technology is the AI beneficiary technology in the settlement layer for AI, the driver of energy, grid stabilization, modernization, and the anchor asset for global portfolios. And what he means by driver of energy, grid stabilization, because if you have a good infrastructure set up for Bitcoin mining companies, guess what other countries are doing like Bhutan? They're actually using the energy and the burn off energy and the heat to be able to power their grow houses, or use all of that resource energy by mining and recycling it. I know El Salvador was doing some volcano stuff where they're getting like volcano energy to be able to I was just like, yeah, I'm an idiot. I know fragments because I have an autistic, ADHD, freaking Aquarius brain. So it's like, I know a lot of stuff, but I just tie it in dots. I tie it in, I pull the dots, I pull the strings, So you just got to follow me, okay? You got to follow me. I'm quick. So so the big theme that I actually got from the Bitcoin conference in Nashville last year was very much a focus on energy. So basically, America was in such bad shape because we outsourced all of our energy. We outsourced all of our energy. We basically every point in where we had something going good that benefited the American people and gave more jobs to American people, kept energy here. We freaking outsourced and out-resourced it out to other countries. And instead of us being energy dominant, we got cooked. So we're switching that now. And it was a lot of it to do with a lot of the fracking laws. We couldn't drill our own oil. We couldn't actually have our own infrastructure to be able to provide our own clean energy, and power plants, nuclear plants were being the rules and like the zoning and stuff like that, they would completely waste billions of dollars and like build a nuclear plant, and then they would break it. They would be like, nope, that wall isn't under code, and then they would have to take the whole thing down. So I think the theme here is that if you really just zoom out and realize that there's going to be like thousands of Bitcoin mining companies in America mining Bitcoin for our own currency, for our benefit. And we're going to generate energy from it. There's going to be all of this incentive to be able to keep the network going. There's no incentive to kill the Bitcoin network. There's no incentive. Where do you see the incentive? The only threat that we've had for the Bitcoin network is quantum computing, and I still think that's BS. I still think that's a total gaslight to really make you think that okay, give me a freaking break, guys, with the whole damn quantum computing thing and, oh, well, blockchain technology after this is going to be hacked by the blah, blah, blah and the aliens. Guys, the aliens are here. If you didn't know that already, they're here. They've been controlling stuff and with our government for a long time. They let us get to a point in our matrix perception of reality, and this is what we're given, okay? This is what we're given, all right? And if you think that they don't already have quantum computing and freaking jump rooms where you can literally walk through a door and go into another freaking part of the freaking universe, Stargate type shit. I'm not worried about quantum computing for Bitcoin. It would have already happened. They're not going to let it happen. So stop budding everything with some quantum computing crap. It's so stupid. It really is, because if you really want to break it down, the level of technology that we have and what they let us have and what the CIA and what the FBI and what our military has as their technology, oh, it's light years. You think your iPhone is interesting? Give me a freaking break, dude. You think your iPhone is interesting? Dude, probably don't even want to know. What do you think Trump was mentioning when he was like, you don't even want to begin to know the thing. You don't even want to begin to know the things that the United States government, the military has. I've seen some of the things, and it's far more advanced than anything you've ever seen. I mean, hugely. Obviously, these are my theories. Like, this is just a theory, but I just think that it's a massive psyop. Most things are psyops in this life right now because of the nature of us getting close to waking up. Anytime the human race gets close to waking up, oh, they pull out all the stops. The theys, you want to know what the theys are? It doesn't really matter. That's irrelevant. It's not about that, because that's always going to be veiled in secrecy. There's always going to be the shadow. You're not going to see. It's just like Palpatine. Palpatine, for so long until you battled the Sith and the dark side, then he was revealed. That dude was in the shadows for forever. So it's not really about what it is and what's doing it. Do you get it? Smash up that like button if you understand what I'm saying. But really, I think that whole quantum computing thing is crap. And why I think most of the stuff that we're seeing right now is a psyop because the doors of perception, levels of perception, all that stuff, like they know. Palpatine. What? No, I said Palpatine. All right, how many people do we have watching on X right now? Nice, we got 74 people. Okay, hopefully, are you guys real? Did you know that I'm doing a giveaway? And still only 2 people? Come on, guys, you gotta level it up a little bit. Give me a chance to show people that are gonna sponsor the channel eventually that I have, like, you know, at least more than 2 people that are interested in signing up and doing giveaways. Come on, baby. All right. I love the Beeple Fathead Dave mashup is so good. But you really have to examine a Beeple. Just examine it, okay? If you examine the Beeple, you'll know the end game strategy, okay? And it has all the extraction. So what it does is it reveals to you the nature of what is really happening in crypto and on the timeline. The Sproto Gremlins are going to be one of the biggest NFT projects probably ever. The ticker Bitcoin, in tandem with it, just the ticker just being amazing, and Coinbase hopefully giving it a true listing. But the fact that people can just type in Bitcoin on Coinbase now and then that pops up and they can buy it, fantastic. What a great end game scenario. Then look, we were talking about how people are just gonna like go into the metaverse. Like Meta will just end up just becoming Meta. It won't be Facebook, it's called Meta. Everyone's going back classic. People want to play old stuff. They want to like get back into physical content. Like people are so tired of streaming services. They're tired of getting charged 50 million things because they just want to like watch a thing. People are so tired of getting siphoned from these companies. These companies also make so much money off of you, and then they don't even care about you at all. They end up taking away the main points and things that you even liked in the platform to begin with, and then they switch it up and make it even worse to use. And you're like, what am I paying you money for? To do stupid ass meetings where you're not even like listening to the people that use your platform. So people are tired of that shit. And so they're going back into old games. They're buying old stuff. They're realizing the value of that. And that's also kind of like a really weird parallel to where we're going into everything being tokenized, everything is digitized, but also people are wanting to feel that nostalgia, old classic feel again. It's really interesting. People think Bitcoin's dead and it's like a tombstone, but really it's like, I don't know. What do you think? And then you see old Pepe there. Old Pepe. So, oh, we got Clean Living in the house. Let's go. Clean Living. Hopefully you're living clean. Got Clean Living in the house. And, but yeah, Scuba, yeah, so the giveaway for the ticker Bitcoin, rules are simple. I'll post the, we got 3 in there now. Let's go. All right. So the odds are getting a little more slim now. It was a 50% chance. But the response, the third response was, I think you did it wrong. You copied and pasted the OURBIT link. You have to copy and paste the ticker Bitcoin base address. So what you have to do is you have to go into OURBIT and you click deposit. Once you have your account set up, you hit deposit. You're going to select Bitcoin. You're going to type in Bitcoin and you'll see it pop up Harry Potter Obama. Oh, Hyro. Oh, I know. I mean, because I had to do it myself, but then I ended up continuing to kind of trade a little bit. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm like, everyone is so bullish right now, and the market's just going to punish us hard. So Hyro, it's funny. I was like trying to put the reminder out for everyone too, because everyone was getting super euphoric. And I was like, hey, dumbass, take profits. Stop it. It's not going to last. It's like, those are the points where you're like, short. No. And okay, so here you go. This is what you do. You're going to select Bitcoin, and then you select base chain. You select base chain, and then that's when you're going to, and then that you copy that address. Very simple. And the one thing to why I started kind of using OURBIT the most is because like they verify the transaction. Like if you send something in the exchange or out of the exchange, it's just, it's fast. And sometimes exchanges are super slow. It gets backed up, and I've never had any issues with OURBIT. So that's why I just have continued to use them. And they've just been really like nice and supportive and all that stuff. So we like to, and they were super bullish on ticker Bitcoin. So EMIS token hash, ticker ETH. Ticker ETH coin. Ticker ETH coin would be hilarious. Ticker ETH coin. Honestly, man, I would say Charlie Kirk for president, dude. Like when I started to because I was following Charlie Kirk, and we were watching him, but I didn't watch a lot of his content. But that dude, if anything, he probably could have ran, and he probably would have won. And that's pretty powerful, to be honest. Like did you guys think about that? Because honestly, I mean, if that dude kept going, and look at the turnouts he was getting, like look at the people that were on the left or liberal or whoever, whatever labels and all that stupid crap, like they even came to a cool understanding with Charlie. It wasn't ever, it's like not everyone was like trying to do a gotcha moment with Charlie. Like they're just people that were just like have legitimate questions, concerns. They might have felt like, with what, if they're gay, lesbian, if they're trans or whatever they are, they feel like a certain way, and they're just like, they want to feel like they can be safe, or they can feel like they're understood and they're heard, which is anyone's human right to have that. And so Charlie actually did that really well, and that's what I think pissed off a lot of people on that didn't even really agree with Charlie. They were like, what the freaking hell? Like, we actually had someone on the conservative right that was like, quote, not being, was giving everyone a voice, even though they didn't agree. It was just to find a kind of middle ground. And so that's kind of how that. So if anyone had was gonna be in head and or go like in line to even, not like he could have won, but even just to run and like actually have a freaking chance to like get mass popularity, because that's what we needed. We just needed someone who was going to have like good moral values, like solid, and be able to talk with everyone. He was respectful, but so that's cool. I think that's cool. Like that you can't like that. That's something you literally you can kind of teach it, but some people are born with that ability to because it's like part of their spirit, and those are the people that you want in this world. And sadly, that was taken away, because we know that wherever someone or something, and Jesus is the perfect example of where you start being so radical and people start to wake up to what you're saying, and it's creating a massive movement, which Charlie was doing. Like, look at how many people were turning up. Right, left, trans, gay, conservative, hardcore, everyone. That's what Jesus was doing. Jesus was like, hey, give me all, hey, the people that are poor, all the the prostitutes, and hey, rich man, hey, just learn the error of your ways. You can follow me too. You just have to give yourself up. And so that's kind of like, that I think was ultimately, I think the essence of Charlie too, was like, he was like, hey, you can have all of these things. You can be an individual, but like still need to be like base this under like, you know, are you serving the you know, the good of the world and God, you know? Who cares what the hell you're like claiming yourself to be as an individual? Are you going to be rooted in that? So it's like, but it's very controversial. It gets a little controversial. Because as much as you would want people to like wake up and like, regardless of whatever their beliefs are, they're not going to try and murder you. But that is like sadly what happens. And so I would love to live in a world where that doesn't happen, but it is happening, and it's sad and it sucks. What can you do about it? Well, I guess the whole rippling effect of people, just if you can be a good person, you're helping people around you, you're keeping your family tight, you know, you're doing your best to like help in the community, then that ripples out. And if everyone just tried to do that a little bit, then that would like be like that's the ripple effect. And I don't want to be naive. I don't want to think that I'm naive to think that that could be possible, you know, because I pray for that. I pray for that. So I hope you guys are praying for that too. And shit, I'm so sorry. I'm ranting my ass off. Why am I doing this? Why am I going off? What am I doing? This is a crypto channel. What am I talking about? We're supposed to be talking about crypto. Like too far. No, the thing is like, I'm not afraid to speak my mind, because a lot of times what I'm feeling is like, I mean, it's literally how it's not outrageous what I'm saying. It's not outrageous at all what I'm saying. Julie's saying, we broke the 4-year cycle, baby. Yeah, the 4-year cycle really is broken. I really think it is toast. That really is, it is done. It's toast. This thing is so spread out. It's so just boom. Hyro said, my trading account has halved since last week. Why didn't I listen to you? No, you don't. But honestly, it's not. No, Hyro, you've done good, man. Like your trades were killer. And think about it. Think about your ETH trade. Your ETH trade that you got into, your entry was like under $2,000. So if you still have that trade open and you've just kind of been, you know, scooping some profits off of there, you're still great. You're still good, man. You're still definitely up. Scuba Gerbil said, I thought this was the Daily Rant news channel. What's crypto? I know it seems like that sometimes. It can be like that. But that's the thing about my channel. It's like, I know that we can tie a lot of these things together, and I maybe have a guilty pleasure that I've always wanted to talk about my like connections in my brain and regurgitate them out. Oh, so you were cross margin. So it was taken from your trades, and it was making sure it was covering and making sure you're not going to get liquidated. See, guys, all right, this is why sometimes cross margin can get you destroyed, because it balances and ratios your trades and will just take it, and it just does it for you, and it can screw you up. Sometimes isolated might be better, because isolated, you have to add margin in and decrease and add and increase on your own. And it's isolated to the one trade. The one contract is on the one contract. That's it. And so, and make sure that you know, you don't fully quote me on this. I'm pretty sure that's the difference. Crossed. It'll take your margin from another trade. It'll take it from your margin in your actual account as well. GB said, we're here for the long vision. Crypto is connected to the news and the day-to-day, so it's hard to ignore, although it's going up long term. Yeah, Scuba Dribble says, cross margin is great if you are only trading one asset on that exchange and no liquidation. Yeah. So it's more or less like you just kind of have to like isolate it as more like you can. And think about it too this way, like if you have like an isolated trade open, like I have this this trade open. This is just like a little tiny trade. I've been just trying to like catch Aster before it just like it, you know, it's scamming all of us to the upside. So for instance, like I have like a little margin in here. I just like, all right, I got $4 margin, and what I could do is say, all right, I'm going to set limit orders in all these places where I think it might pull back. Could even so say like it you know, it wants to pull back here. I'll just copy the price. I'll hit limit and then copy that in, put the limit order in. And you can do the same with like if you want to limit out, you can limit out. You can do that with the stop loss. You can do that with the take profits. It's really up to you. It's the same, you know, like if you did it with like the partial position, you can do partial position, set the partial position. So it's like, all right, once I get that, I want to do this, or, you know, it just all depends. But yeah, right now, honestly, Aster going back under $2, and then also signaling that it was just like, yeah, I'm going to continue to go off of this $1.73. That was kind of that was the market's chance again to try and see if we could get an entry in Aster. This thing is really the talk of the town right now. And so let's get into the actual on-chain data for this. So it was the perp volume yesterday and the day before exceeded about 100 billion or so. It was like crazy. Or was it almost 100? It was getting close. It was wild. I mean, it was getting out of control. Lighter, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Lighter, so this is another perp because this is all perp decks. This is perp volume. Aster's taking the cake. Hyperliquid's third. Edge X, I think I've heard of Edge X, but this one's doing 9 billion. Jupiter's right there. So Jupiter's coming back up. Jupiter is one of the, and here's the thing, Jupiter's going to do another airdrop. They're going to do another airdrop. And if anyone was using Jupiter on the perps or swapping, or if you even used the Phantom wallet and swapped inside and it used the router, like it routed through Jupiter, then you'll get an airdrop. And so that's why people are farming these things right now, because there is a projected airdrop for Aster in like a week or two. And then, yeah, I'm hoping that they do like another Apex, or like they do like an Apex airdrop for people using Apex, because then we'll be good to go. We're like, we missed all this, so we might as well go to the next thing down in the line. And that's kind of our thought process here, because if we jump on the Aster train, I think we're a little we're kind of grasping for straws. So I'm gonna go down the line and say, hey, who's the second biggest exchange in the world? Well, in terms of trading volume, it's let's look. It's Bybit. Who powers Bybit? Or who powers Apex? Bybit. You don't think Bybit's going to want a little piece of that pie and they're going to start pushing people to Apex? You'll be sadly mistaken. So this is why I'm just trying to be smart. I'm like, I haven't been very smart over the past 3.5, 4 years. So maybe I'll do something smart. All right, let's go. We got all the responses in. We're getting the responses. Let's go. Yeah. All right. We got some wallets. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. I got to do this more often. We're going to definitely do more giveaways. We've always wanted to do more giveaways. The next one is going to be pretty cool. The next one's going to be cool. Because you'll actually get like a physical thing. Okay, so XPL, this plasma, man. Did you guys miss plasma too? I feel like we've just been missing everything. But I think, if anything, I think ticker Bitcoin will be the biggest hit, if anything. Like, when ticker Bitcoin crosses $1, then we'll be one of the accounts. And all the Sprotos, all the ticker Bitcoin holders and people in the channels that have covered it will be the goated remnant. But yeah, plasma. Things started cranking. It was like while everything was tanking, XPL just started cooking. And that's what happened recently. Like, we saw just the market just got hit hard, but then a few altcoins like this plasma, it was just like, oh, okay. Plasma is the layer 1 blockchain building the stablecoin infrastructure for a new global financial system. It is purpose-built for global stablecoin payments, offering zero-fee USDT transfers and custom gas tokens to help realize the stablecoin promise of permissionless access to financial services. Oh, dang. Okay. So its market cap's already at 2.2 bill. Total supply, max supply, circulating supply is 1.8 billion XPL. Total supply is 10 billion. Max supply is infinite. They can just do however much they want. Well, let's look at the alts chart. Let's look at the actual. Let's look at the alts right now. This is total 3. This is the alts excluding Bitcoin and ETH. So everything besides Bitcoin and ETH. And if we look at this on the weekly chart, we were for 3 weeks straight cooking. We were getting some action. So now for this week, we've had one nice full week of kind of just getting cooked a little bit. Now, could we touch the band here? It's possible we could touch the band. We could potentially touch this band here. But like I said, guys, I'm just doing my best to zoom it out hard. We're going to be heading to a $7 trillion, total cryptocurrency market cap here, I think, next year. Like, next year is where we're going to have a lot of the action. The most action is going to be happening next year. And it is up to us to survive through all of this noise and volatility going into, October, November, and December. And I'll just remind you, look at the data for Bitcoin monthly returns for previous years, and we can kind of get an idea of what it might look like based off of 2015 to 2016, 17 months. Okay. And then look at the same block of 3 for 23, 24, 25, because this is correlated with the halving sections. This was also around the halving years and sections. That was halving year. This was halving year, but we had COVID, so it's a little different. But then look. So could we get October, November, and December kind of looking like we did in 2017? A lot of people have compared the type of gains that we could have it representing something like 2017, but we're just dubious speculating. And then Pork and Lamb is asking, what's going to happen after BTC total supply is mined? Well, we're already close to it. So 90% of the supply has been mined. There's only 10% left, I think, to be mined, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like basically you're not going to be able to mine any more Bitcoin by 2030. So by 2030, there's not going to be any more Bitcoin that can then be mined. All the supply is mined. And so then anything that is out circulating in the supply is the supply. But then you have Satoshi's wallets. You have all the legacy OG like Genesis like wallets that hold a lot of supply. The original miners, the original mentors and of in the ecosystem, like control a lot of the supply because it's centralized ownership. It's a decentralized network with centralized ownership. That's what Richard Hart basically explains, is that like centralization in terms of ownership in some ways is good because then, and especially if it's just like the person obviously abandoned the address, like the address, like Satoshi Nakamoto's address, like I doubt he can't even access it probably. Most likely the keys are gone and you can't, and you probably can't even, there's no way to get it. And that's the whole end game of it. That's why people think Satoshi Nakamoto was not even a person. And that's why it's so miraculous, and that there's no way that someone can ultimately take advantage of that because they can't access it. Means there's going to be literally an infinite valued treasure chest that no one will ever be able to access. That's freaking crazy. That means an infinite value in a treasure chest that can never be accessed. I think that might actually be the end game of Bitcoin, is that fact alone. And then coupled with all the adoption from the fiat systems, just basically onboarding into the network because there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. I mean, if we don't go into Bitcoin and digital assets, we're going to bottle caps. Because, I mean, this is what this is. I mean, this is just like, might as well just be a bottle cap. We'll be like Fallout trading bottle caps. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but Solana got hit hard. Solana got hit really hard, and we think that hopefully that was the bottom. If it's not, then it's probably going to be like it'll probably end up being more like 156 or like 175. Like that was a good support, like right here. Also some real, it would be real nasty. 132. God, Solana trenches would be cooked. Pump fund tokens and that whole thing. I mean, it would just be, oh my gosh, we get nuked. We get so nuked. But if this is the bottom here for Solana and we can kind of crush it back up to some 250 ranges, then this was a great level. But just taking a chance. We'll go ahead and just set the stop loss because we're being dummies just a day or two ago, not setting our stop losses. So let's set the stop loss. We're going to set the stop loss at let's see. I'd like to do it by the percentage. There we go. Boop. And then we just do 100%. What was that? Oh, whoop. No, 0, 100, confirm. Okay. So then that sets my stop loss kind of right at break even. just in case this thing wants to do a little choppy, a little chop around. And we're going to add into this position 2, very small margin. And we're going to just kind of chuck some stuff at it, Same with this one. Same thing. Chuck a couple things. All right, let's see how the forum submissions are doing. All right, so we got 5 people just sign up. That's good. I think that's a good roulette. So all right. But I just want to make sure that everyone, okay, response. What is this? Make sure we get all the responses. That 1, 2, 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 5 responses, but all right, yeah, we'll have to siphon through those. But good luck, everyone. You know, if you see the ticker Bitcoin arrive in your wallet, you got to let me know that you were the winner and tag me in. You have to tag me in the tag me on X. Just make sure you tag me on X that you won, so I know it was you. Okay, so let's look at the ticker Bitcoin chart. Let's look at the memes real quick. We'll just look at these, and then we're gonna kick it because it's 12:22. I was supposed to freaking route my stream over to Trade Intuition, and we're gonna actually, you know what? We're just gonna do that right now. We've taken way too long. We're running our freaking mouth. It's 12:23. We really appreciate you guys coming in to today's live stream. Sorry, it was kind of a ranty one, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and good luck to everyone who signed up for the ticker Bitcoin OURBIT giveaway. Really appreciate you guys for coming in. Smash up the like button on the way out, and just to let you know, the people that are on YouTube, you'll be redirected to Trade Intuition. So enjoy that live stream, and remember, we gotta zoom out. And also, may the light of the Lord Jesus Christ shine on you and your families and your loved ones. And you have a good rest of the day. You have a good weekend. And let's see what shakes out for next week. We'll see what happens. All right, my friends. Have a good day. Peace.